Hey y'all, what's up? This is Rosie. Um, I was watching Philip DeFranco just a minute ago, and he's talking about the stuff going on. Um, y'all know what's happening around the states. I mean, it's everywhere, and obviously we Gen Xers know what's going on too. But if you watch Gen X creators, we tend not to talk about it. And I think I have a reason for that. I know that a lot of people might wonder why we don't say anything, why we don't bring it up in videos and stuff. And it's because a lot of us have been seeing the we've been seeing the downfall of society for years now. And instead of talking about it with our parents or our parents giving us some kind of guidance or telling us how to deal with it, they would just turn it to a cartoon or a children's show or a movie, or turn off the TV and put us in front of some music and provide a distraction. So basically, what we're doing is we're providing a distraction. We don't want people to be scared. We don't want them to be down. We want to show them that there is still some goodness in the world, even though it's hard to see it right now. And we just want to show everybody that it's okay to smile sometimes. It's okay to want to be distracted. It's okay to want to turn your brain off for a while, because if you continue to watch all this stuff going on and it's non-stop, it will have a negative effect on you mentally. Believe me, I know. We have been seeing a lot of disasters growing up. And when we were kids, we didn't know how to deal with that stuff. Like, my mom grew up during the civil rights era. She was born in 61, so my dad grew up during that time too. But she talked about it very little. She didn't tell me much about it. She told me that her parents, that my grandparents shielded her and my aunts and uncles from that they didn't have to see it on TV a lot, and that they would see the marches on TV sometimes and sing along to the songs, "We Shall Overcome" and all of that. But they didn't really understand the significance of what was happening. And we grew up in Birmingham. My mom grew up in Birmingham. And Birmingham back then was called Bombingham. Just look it up. Just type it into your browser, whatever one you use, Bombingham, and it will come up that it meant Birmingham. That was another name for Birmingham back then. And so even back in the the junior boomers days, they were given a distraction. They had to go outside and play, or they watched TV, or they were just shielded from that type of stuff. And excuse me. And I used to do the same for my kids. When 9/11 happened, I I watched it on TV as it happened. I didn't see the first plane hit, but I saw the second one hit and couldn't believe what was going on. And after a while, I had to go upstairs because I had my, at the time, 3-month-old baby with me in my arms. And I had to go upstairs and get my, at the time, 2-year-old out of bed, because I woke them up every morning, fed them breakfast, took them downstairs to the den to watch TV. And so when my baby came downstairs, I turned it on some children's cartoons, Nickelodeon and all of that, or Nick Jr. And I didn't want to present them with the disaster that was going on, because they wouldn't have been able to understand it. But when they got busy and they weren't paying attention, I turned it back to the news to see if anything was happening, if there were any updates. I turned it to MTV to see what the VJs had to say, because they were based in New York still at that time. Sorry for the car outside, y'all. And so I provided a distraction. In 1986, with the Challenger explosion, a TV was brought to our classroom after a teacher came in crying and telling my teacher, I was in the 4th grade at that time, and whispered to our teacher what had happened, because this whole thing had been hyped up in our classrooms and on the news and all of that there was going to be a teacher going up into space teaching from space. And so we were kind of excited to see how that would turn out. And instead, we saw this rocket, this shuttle, this Challenger fly up into the sky and then break into pieces. And the flaming pieces fell to the ground. And we watched that in class. And we were all in shock and disbelief. And then the teacher turned the television off. She had a student take the TV back to where it belonged. And then we didn't talk about it. We were all in shock. Some of us cried. We didn't know what to think or what to say. We didn't fully know how to accept that. But instead of kind of guiding us through that, the teacher basically went back to teaching class like nothing just happened. Like we didn't just watch, I think it was 7 people fly up into space, knowing that they would never again come home. And I remember walking home still in shock that day, getting ready to do my homework. And it was a beautiful winter day, not a cloud in the sky, not very much different from how it is right now. And actually, I believe it was on January 28th that it happened. And it is January 28th right now that I'm recording this. And I remember thinking, how can something so sad happen on such a beautiful day? I was 9 years old when that thought came to me. How can something so sad happen on such a beautiful day? And when I got home, we didn't talk about it at home. Saw it on the news again. I was doing homework. And then after I finished my homework, I put my stuff in my backpack for the next day, went to the den and watched television with my mom's, at the time, boyfriend's mom. And we saw the stuff on the news again, and again, it was not talked about. We weren't guided through it. But she turned it on MTV for me because she knew I liked to watch music, and she went off to do something, cook dinner or whatever, I don't know, but no grown-ups guided us through the hard times back in the day. And so we were never shown how to guide people through tough times. We were never shown how to give any kind of real comfort to anyone other than to hug them and to tell them it'll be okay. And right now, we don't know if it'll be okay. We don't know when it'll be okay again. So we're just providing a distraction because that's what we do. And I hope you guys can understand that. I know some people get so frustrated with us because we seem to not have anything of substance to say. But sometimes that's for the best. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to go. You will find my Cash App, PayPal, and my new GoFundMe in the description. I am trying to collect money to help with bills and groceries, and to hopefully get enough to buy the ISBN and copyright for some books I am right now revising. So if you guys would consider helping me out, these stories need to be told, and I would appreciate it. Thank you so much for wasting time with me. If you would like to be a part of the tribe, click the subscribe button. No matter what generation you are from, I would be so glad to have you and hold conversations with you. If you want to talk about this, I'll be glad to provide some kind of insight for you in the comments. But for now, as I said, I'm going to go. I love you guys so much. Bye for now.